Of course I do. Buckle up for life, Wyoming. Back when I was riding in rodeo.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Hey, good afternoon from Cougarville in Pavilion. I've got Frank Gambino stealing stuff from me here.
Already.
Hey, good to see you, Frank.
It's a big game.
It is the big game, and I guess that's what we'll just call it, the big game, as the Wind River Cougars host the Shoshone Wranglers here on the Wind River Radio Network. And we're streaming on WYO Today at YouTube. This is the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn and Suites. The Shoshone Wranglers come into this game 5-1 on the season. They are unbeaten in conference play. And the Wind River Cougars come in 5-0. They're unbeaten in conference play. And so far, they've went 5-0 on the season. This Cougars team has been on a roll. They've outscored their competition by a bunch. The Wind River Cougars 338-58 in 6 games. The Wind River Cougars have improved to 6-0 on the season. On the other side, Shoshone Wranglers come into this game outscoring their opponents 236-105. Both teams run the heck out of the football, and we'll see all about that tonight. The Wranglers, coached by Tony Trumpler in his 10th year. He's 51-19 as the Shoshone coach. Rod Frederick is in his first year, and he has not lost a game. The Wranglers will finish their they will finish their regular season next week as they play the Casper Natrona Junior Varsity, and the Wind River Cougars here in Pavilion will have another big one next week as they take on Rocky Mountain. I'm joined here by Sean O'Brate, and Sean, this is about as big as it gets for a regular season game. You've got a chance to win a conference championship in all likelihood if you can win the game tonight.
Definitely. These two teams have a lot of bad blood against each other. They have the postseason rematch. The Wind River Cougars have not forgotten the 27-0 loss from last year, and Shoshone looking to get right back to that state championship. They're going to have to go through Wind River, though.
Well, they were without a quarterback during that 27-0 loss in the playoffs. Shoshone would win both matchups last year, but Wind River leads this all-time series 29-28, and so
close.
It's got some ramifications. It's fun. It's fun to be out here at Pavilion tonight. We've got flies buzzing around in here. It's an active press box. It's homecoming tonight, so there will be an announcement, and we'll do it, of the homecoming royalty here on the pregame show. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to go right into coaches' interviews. We'll have Shoshone coach Tony Trumpler, and then we'll come back with Wind River coach Rod Frederick. This is the pregame show brought to you by the Hampton Inn and Suites.
Therapy month.
It's physical 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 therapy month. October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy, we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like April better.
Welcome back to the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn Suites. Shoshone and Wind River as the captains get ready to approach the 50-yard line and the white hat referee. We're going to go right into coach interviews. Here's Shoshone coach Tony Trumpler here in Pavilion right before this game started. Well, it's pregame here at Leroy Center Field in Pavilion, and I caught up with Coach Tony Trumpler. He's out here pretty loose and telling stories. How you feeling going into this one, Coach?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a hard hitter for sure. Boys are ready. I think they were talking today. I was like, can we just play this already? They were yesterday like, maybe we can just move it up a day and just get it played. I think both sides of the ball are just ready to play. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think everybody's going to enjoy it.
Well, you guys had a tough one last week. You came out of Big Piney with a win, and it's got to make you feel good here heading down the home stretch, probably playing some of your best football.
Yeah, the first half, we had a good first half down in Big Piney. But Trey went down, and we learned some stuff, and we worked on that this week. And, we talked a lot this week with the boys about, if you have to play somewhere you're not used to, be an athlete. Don't freak out because you've never played that position before, because you're a good enough athlete. Just use your athleticism and you'll be just fine. And so that was a big push this week, and getting people ready in case we don't have Trey. So that's kind of the focus this week.
Well, you guys have had a balanced offense all year, and you didn't put the ball up much last week.
No, kind of the game plan is we didn't really need to there for the most part of the game. So we didn't. Probably should have, and then when Trey went down, like I said, we were a little trying to make things work, so we just kind of went with what was working, and our ground game is hard to stop, so we kind of just rode them as long as we needed to.
Well, you and Wind River have been number 1, number 2 all year long in rushing total offense. You expect a grinded out game tonight. They run a little bit different offense than you guys with kind of that wing T look. You expect a lot of running on both sides?
I do. I think we're both kind of coming in here, and we're pretty run-heavy teams, and I think we've both decided that's what it's going to be. We're, like I said, defenses are both hard-hitting defenses. So I could see a quick game because I don't see the clock stopping a lot. So I think that's going to kind of be the key is who controls the ball the best and the clock the best.
You guys played them twice last year, shut them out twice on your way to a state championship. Does that play a factor, or is it a completely new year?
It's a completely new year. They're a better team. We're a better team. But, that's gone. I think that, they were minus a quarterback, in our second game. And so that might have had a little bit to do with some of it. But that's water under the bridge. And we've told the boys that's all water under the bridge. This is, we talked all this week about this is kind of a mini state championship for both teams. There's a lot riding on this. So it's something that you can't worry about last year. You have to focus on today, and it's like I said, both different teams. So, that was one of the big things. And everybody I've talked to this week, well, you beat them twice last year, and I was like, yeah, we did, but we're different teams too. So,
well, it's a rivalry that goes way back, and I looked it up, and you guys are actually trailing by one game. It's 29-28 in your all-time matchups. So. You got a chance to even it up tonight, Coach.
Oh, that's the plan. That's kind of what we came out here to do is even that up and, seal our home field through the playoffs. And but like I said, we got to play. We're not playing a slouch team by any means. They want the same thing. If they beat us and beat Rocky next week, then they're home. Then they're number one. So that's kind of where we sit right now. So.
Trey Fike injured his ankle last week. What's his status going into tonight?
Kind of a game time decision. We've been flirting with it. He would like to play. He's still a little tender. Can't cut real well, so it'll pretty much be a game time decision. So he's not real happy with it, but we got to look long run too. If we lose this game, that sucks. But we still are set to make the playoffs. So we got to look postseason and stuff like that as well. So,
all right, Coach, we'll talk to you after the game. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
And that was Cody Beer's interview with Coach Trumpler. Right before the game, I got to sit down with Coach Frederick, and this is what he had to say about the game. Well, Coach Frederick, you're undefeated, and you look to remain that way today, but I think you have probably your biggest test of the season in Shoshone. What have you been telling the kids all week to get them hyped up for this game?
Well, number one, this is probably the biggest game we've had yet. I mean, Big Piney was tough. We knew that was going to be a big one, but running them out now, this was our next test. And I guess the biggest thing we've done all week is just, portray that it's just another game. Like, we got to go play. We know it's going to be tough, but it's another game.
And all these kids, I mean, they live so close to each other. They're basically neighbors, so they all know each other really well. Is there anything in your playbook? Maybe I'm not going to ask for specific schemes, but is there stuff that maybe you haven't brought out all season that you might bring out tonight?
Yeah, there's a couple things that we've been working on, and it'll come out tonight.
Very cool. And J.C. Herbert and Carter Fowler. I mean, you have weapons galore. I could go on for days. Is there anything specific that you think Shoshone might hone in on that you are maybe not expecting them to hone in on, but you expect them to go after your key players? Is that something that you've been working on?
Yeah, we know they're going to key on Cooper, just because he's like right there behind Peyton in the rushing. And I think they're going to key on him for sure. And JC, guaranteed they'll be keying on him. But, it's just one of those things, we talked to him, and I said, we talked to him, I said, I don't care if you get 200 yards this game as long as we win. And they know that.
Yeah.
And they're with it, and they're like, yeah, we need a team win, and, we'll do whatever it takes. So.
Yeah, and just speaking of rushing, you mentioned Peyton and you mentioned Cooper and JC's up there too. Both of these teams are hard-nosed, run up the middle, just straight rushing teams. Both quarterbacks can pass, though. Is there going to be some fireworks over the air tonight?
Yeah, I think there will be. We're going to probably start out in our double wing, and then we'll eventually go right into our 21 or our 31 spread. So.
And then as far as your defense goes, obviously you want to hone in on Peyton, but
yeah,
just like they might hone in on your key players, and then you leave someone else open. What have you been telling your kids? Because Peyton's almost impossible to bring down by just one person.
Well, I think that's probably our best thing that we've done all year, and that's something the kids had stressed from the beginning, is they wanted to hold the defensive rushing title, like they wanted to win that this year. They wanted to be the number one team, and right now they're doing it. And I think the biggest thing we do with that is we have guys that'll come in and make a hit. I mean, we got guys that can hit. I'm not worried about that. But the thing is they all swarm. And it's like getting everybody the ball, and that's their key thing. And they strive on it. They love it.
And you had a lot of returning kids that had to suffer that 27-0 loss in the semifinals. How much is that fueling your team today?
It's a big one. But, the kids know, too. Like, we went into that without our quarterback. We lost him the day before we went in to play it. So, they don't really talk too much about it, but it's definitely there. And then, that's playing a part of this tonight. I mean, they want the win, and they're focused. It's good.
And final question, you guys have a great home crowd every time I've been here, and it's going to be obviously probably the biggest crowd of the night. Yeah, I can already see it. Yeah. See the people lining up. How much do you think home field advantage is going to make a play tonight? Because Shoshone can come just 20 minutes down the road as well,
too.
It
won't. It'll be good for us, just for our kids to play on our home field, but yeah, we're so close together. Like and there's people coming from everywhere. So, and it's not just that they're here for us or them. It's probably the best game we got going on, and they're coming to it. So,
well, good luck, Coach, and have fun on the field.
Thanks.
That wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Welcome back to Pavilion here at Leroy Center Field. It's the pregame show brought to you by Hampton Inn Suites. Interesting trivia about this game. Shoshone has 111 high school students. Wind River has 133. But on the flip side, Pavilion with a town population of 230 and Shoshone with a town population of 644. The Shoshone Blue, well, they trail this series 29-28. We're going to go right into the Sutherland starting lineups here. First for Shoshone, we'll have a senior, 6', 190-pound senior, Cannon Campbell, a 6'2", 160-pound quarterback and safety, Alex Mills. A sophomore, 6', 140-pound is Quentin Clark. Another starter, Dom Jarvis, a 6', 190-pound senior. Tucker Maddock, a 5'11", 220-pound senior. Peyton Trumpler, a 5'10", 180-pound senior. Kellen Lennon, a 6'4", 240-pound senior. Also starting Corbin DeWitt, a 6', 295-pound senior. And a senior, 6'6", 295 pounds, Jackson Stanley. Now for your Wind River Cougars, he plays quarterback and running back. A 5'9", 155-pound senior is Carter Fowler. A junior, 5'9", 185-pound tight end, defensive end, and linebacker, Blake Snyder. A 5'8", 145-pound senior, J.C. Herbert. A 5'10", 145-pound junior, Chris Burke. A 5'9", 185-pound senior, Caden Jones. A 6'1", 185-pound senior, Calder Johnson. Incidentally, the homecoming king here for the Wind River High School on their homecoming night. A 5'10", 235-pound offensive and defensive lineman, Kazea Jones. Casey Beefus, a 6', 195-pound senior. Tucker Jensen, a 6'5", 240-pound senior. And those are your Sutherland starting lineups. We're getting ready to line up. Shoshone will be going from our left to right as they go south, and they will receive the opening kickoff as Wind River enters the field wearing their all-purple jerseys, white numbers, and white socks for the most part. The Shoshone Blue comes out. Shoshone Wranglers come out in their blue and gold pants, white jerseys with blue numbers trimmed in gold as we get ready for this homecoming night game. A good crowd here at Pavilion, Sean.
biggest crowd I've seen at a Pavilion game or a Shoshone game, if we're being honest. And Shoshone's filled up their stadium pretty much the entire season, but they have quite a bit of fans on the other side of the field here. I'm putting the camera on them. They go all the way down the track, both sides.
Clustered around the track as coming on to kick off will be Keziah Jones. And it's a good kicker. We'll see how it goes here. I'm in your way, Coach. All right. So Wind River will kick off straight to the north, and back deep for Shoshone is Peyton Trumpler. And we're about ready to go with the kickoff in this Fremont County rivalry, the long-time matchup. The Wind River Cougars and Shoshone Wranglers is underway, and Jones will kick the ball out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Wranglers. Wranglers going to play tonight. We received word right here at kickoff that Trey Fike will not play tonight after he injured an ankle last week in Big Piney.
That is a huge, huge, huge loss for Shoshone. That is not anything that they were hoping for. They were definitely hoping that he would be ready to go by this game. He's by far Alex Mills' favorite receiver to throw at.
And he's a big defensive back on the defense, too. So first down and 10 for Shoshone at their own 35. Mills will be out in the shotgun. He's got two receivers right and one running back in the backfield. Cannon Campbell in motion. And a busted play right off the bat as Mills turned right. His running back went left, and he's going to be covered up on the play by a host of Wrangler defenders and led by Calder Johnson, the the linebacker for this Wind River team. So busted play right out of the chute, and it's second and about 12 for Shoshone at their own 33.
Yeah, Alex Mills tried to hand that ball off to Cannon and then to Peyton, and when no one took it, he just started to run himself, and he ran right into a line of purple.
All right, so Mills out, full house backfield, one receiver left side. He'll hand off to Peyton Trumpler. Trumpler's going to be tackled in the backfield and dropped for another loss.
That might be one of the first times I've seen Peyton get tackled in the backfield, so not easily, but so quickly.
Yeah, he got tackled back right at the 30, so it's going to be 3rd and 15 for Shoshone. They're going to have to go to the air to spread out this Cougars defense.
And, neither team really love to go through the air. They both can with their quarterbacks, but 4 of the top 5 rushing performances of the season have come from Peyton Trumpler and Cooper Frederick, so this is a big running team.
There's Mills in the gun. He'll roll right side. Looking downfield, he's going to throw deep to Jackson Stanley.
He's got it.
He'll haul it in at the 30-yard line and be tackled at the 26. It'll be 1st and 10 on the beautifully touch pass that went about 35 yards in the air. And Jackson Stanley, the big tight end, pulls it in. 1st down and 10 for the Shoshone Wranglers.
When you say big tight end, you're not joking. We interviewed Jackson after the game last week in Big Piney. That's a big boy. I don't know how he got around and got behind the coverage so quickly. That was impressive by Jackson. Great catch, too.
Well, he's got a future playing somewhere at the next level. He's a big body. I understand he's a pretty good student, too. So first down and 10 for the Wranglers at the 26 of Wind River. Here's an option, but Mills will keep the ball. He'll go outside. He's going to go untouched after he gets through the line for a Shoshone touchdown. That'll be a 26-yard run for Alex Mills at the 9:46 mark of this first quarter. And Shoshone on 2 big plays after they had been knocked backwards twice, Sean, scores a touchdown here 2 minutes, 14 seconds into this first quarter.
And, yeah, the option wasn't there. He was very smart in bringing it in. I didn't think he'd make it past about 5 yards, but he found a little hole and shimmied his way around that Wind River defense.
Well, the Wind River defense went with Trumpler. They were expecting him to get the pitch. And when Mills cut back to this side of the field, nobody was there.
Oh, they'll
go
for
two. Here's Peyton Trumpler. He'll run it inside, and it's not good as Trumpler knocked down at about the 1-foot line. So it's 6-0 with 9:46 to play first quarter. We'll take a break. This is the Fremont County rivalry on our county game of the week.
Take care of your heart. You only get one, so eat well by avoiding salty, fatty foods and fill up on fiber and grains. Stay active. Shoot for 150 minutes of physical activity per week. Take your heart medications and call 911 if you're having any symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Lander Medical Clinic cares about your heart, but no one should care more about your heart than you.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine and Adina Vasco and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Moreland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or...
Welcome back to Pavilion. Here's Shoshone's kickoff. Dom Jarvis will kick it deep down the right side. It'll go out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And I'm guessing nobody is going to kick to each other tonight.
Probably not.
J.C. Herbert was back deep for the Cougars. So it'll be Wind River's football, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, I believe. 9:46 to play first quarter.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to kick to J.C. Herbert. He has the 4th most yards per kick return, and that's not even including the punt. The punt returning, he's even better. I witnessed a punt return for a touchdown a couple weeks ago here by him.
1st and 10 at the 35. And here's the snap. And coming around the left end is the quarterback, Chris Burke. He'll be wrestled down at the 38-yard line after a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 at the 38 for Wind River. This Wind River team, number 1 in the state in rushing per game, 91 yards per game. That's 9.8 yards per attempt. 32 rushing touchdowns on the year, Sean. Shoshone comes in number 2 in rushing at 279 yards, 7.3 yards per attempt, and 25 rushing touchdowns. 2nd and 8. Actually, 2nd and about 6 after the mark. Here's the handoff left side
play.
to Herbert. He's got to play around the left end. Alex Mills knocks him down a bit, and then Peyton Trumpler going to have to come on, make the tackle at the 27 of Shoshone. J.C. Herbert on that little fly sweep had a great run down the sidelines of about 10, 20, 30, about 36-yard run. 1st and 10 for Wind River at the 27, and they're calling it back. There's a flag right in front of us I just saw in front of Coach Frederick.
I just saw it as well.
And it's going to go on Wind River, and they're going to be moving back.
And that hold, I mean, that nullifies a great play, and it wasn't just a great play because it gained a bunch of yardage. The quarterback of Shoshone, Alex Mills, came up to try and stop JC, and JC just stopped, put his arm out, let Alex tackle right in front of him, and just kept moving. And it's a shame that that's going to have to be brought back.
It's going to be a holding call, the first penalty of the night on Wind River, and a big penalty will back them up. It'll be 1st down now, and it's going to be 2nd down and 11 yards, and the ball will be right back at the original line of scrimmage, the 35-yard line. So I thought they were going to call motion because it looked like 2 guys were moving before the snap, but they did not get that. Here's Burke out in the short gun. He's got a wing on both sides and a running back off his left shoulder. Here's a handoff to Cooper Frederick. Frederick's going to go around the right tackle and be wrestled down at the 42-yard line. That tackle going to go to the big man for Shoshone, Jackson Stanley. Also Peyton Trumpler in on that tackle for the Wranglers. 3rd and about 3 yards at the 42-yard line. They've got to go to the 45 for a 1st down.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Peyton Trumpler and Cooper Frederick combined for 4 of the top 5 rushing performances in all of 9-man. Cooper has had 244 yards in one game and then 196 in another.
7:26 to play, first quarter. In motion Here's J.C. Herbert. He'll try to get the edge. He can't get it, and he's going to be bottled up, but he's going to get a Wind River first down as he fights his way up to the 47-yard line. It looked like he was going to be wrestled back on about the 43, but he kept his feet and made another 2 or 3 yards on that gain, Sean, all the way up to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of just being patient, letting everything happen in front of him. As soon as a defender gets out in front of him, you can see the clock work in his mind just ticking away. He stops, he starts, he jukes, and suddenly he's 3 or 4 yards down where you thought he might not get 0 yards there.
These two teams averaging within a yard of each other in total offense this year. It's very interesting. They mirror each other a little bit. Here's Calder Johnson, the fullback, straight up the middle. He's going to be taken down by Dom Jarvis and Jackson Stanley, Kellen Lennon in on that tackle for Shoshone. 2nd and 4. That was just Calder Johnson muscling his way up the middle.
Yeah, Kellen needed help to get him down. Calder immediately put him on his back. He still held on to his lower part of his body, though, so good group tackle.
Shoshone number 5 in the state in rushing defense at 134 yards a game. Here's a fake back one way, and then Herbert got bottled up in the middle. And you want J.C. Herbert to get outside of the tackles if you can, and that time Peyton Trumpler came on with the tackle. They're going to give him about a yard gain on the play.
That was the exact same play that J.C. Herbert broke for 36 yards, but it was brought back the exact same play, and Shoshone had him bottled up this time.
Well, and the difference was the right defensive end for Shoshone was able to make him cut back inside. 5:44 to play, first quarter. In the gun, here's Burke. He'll hand off right side to Frederick. Frederick will get the end, and, man, he nearly got through the Shoshone defense. Got to the second level as Dom Jarvis wrestles him down along with Peyton Trumpler. Also in on that tackle was Tucker Maddock, but that was all Cooper Frederick. He's got some serious wheels, the junior does, and Cooper Frederick on the season averaging 167 yards rushing per game. He's over 1,000 yards. With that run, he's up to about 1,020 on the season.
And we're not even done with the season yet. That's crazy.
1st and 10 at the 36. Here's Burke. He'll follow his blockers around the right side of the line, and he'll gain about 5 yards on first down. So 2nd and 5, as right now they're just going hard at the edges of the Shoshone defense.
Definitely, and they're moving right to left on your radio dial, but they're going all the way to the sidelines on almost every other run that they can get. If they can get outside, they trust their runners to get out in space and break free.
As I said, Cooper Frederick over 1,000 yards. J.C. Herbert 650 yards rushing on the year. You know, that's pretty decent when your two wings have ran for roughly 1,700 yards on the season. Here's Burke. He'll hand it inside to Cooper. Big hole, and Frederick's going to go all the way. 32 yards for a Wind River touchdown.
Just like that. Once you can get them out in open space, all the runners for Wind River, they are very reliable.
So 2 drives and 2 touchdowns. Cooper Frederick scores on a 32-yard run with 4:26 to play first quarter, and we're all tied up 6 apiece on the WildToday.com scoreboard. It looks like Wind River going to go for 2 as Burke comes out. He's got Calder Johnson beside him. J.C. Herbert on the right, Cooper Frederick on the left.
I would expect a lot of 2-point conversions today from these teams.
There's Herbert. He'll get the pitch. He'll take the edge, and he'll get the 2-point run. It's Wind River 8, Shoshone 6, 4:26 to play first quarter. We'll be back. This is the Fremont County Game of the Week on KWYW 99.1 FM, and we're streaming on Wild Today at YouTube.
You'll find
Wild wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wild is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wild is Lander.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit nreca.org.
Welcome back to the Fremont County Game of the Week here at Leroy Center Field in Pavilion. It's a beautiful night for football. It's starting to chill off a little. People wrapping up in blankets, putting jackets on. But on the field, we've got a great ball game being played. It's Wind River 8 and Shoshone 6 here in the first quarter. And to kick off for Wind River, it's going to be the big man, Keziah Jones. And so far, as each team has kicked off the ball, neither has kicked to the other team. They've kicked him out of bounds. We'll see what Jones's plan is here. He's going to kick it straight down the middle, and it's going to roll toward the end zone, and it's not going to make it. Peyton's Trumpler's going to have to pick it up, and he's going to be tackled at about the 9-yard line. That was an error in judgment right there. Well, Jones kicked it deep, and it rolled dead on the 1.
Yeah, I was about to say the judgment came from, well, it's not going into the end zone, so I have to pick it up. Otherwise, you're going to be on the 1-yard line, and that was not where they wanted to start either. Well, they're lucky they're starting at the 9.
He thought it was going to get in the end zone, Sean.
I think we all did.
So Shoshone now deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. They're going to stay on the 8-yard line, so we'll go with that. 4:22 to play, first quarter in an 8-6 ball game.
I just wanted to – go ahead.
No, Wind River leads this all-time series 29-28. Here's Mills in the short gun. He hands off left side. A flag flies. Trumpler gets the edge. He's going to get out over the 15, but we got a quick flag on the play, and I'm guessing we've got a false start on the right side of that Shoshone line.
Someone definitely moved. I just wanted to take a moment to say to all of our viewers on the stream, we are in front of double pane glass, so all the reflections you see, that's nothing we can help. But you can get a really good view here of the football. We have a nice camera in here. You can get a good view of the football game. You just kind of have to ignore some of the stuff happening in the background.
Penalty is illegal motion on the Wranglers. That'll back them up inside the 5 as they'll go half the distance to the goal. It should be first down and about 14 at the 4-yard line. So Shoshone backed up about as far as you can go, and this Wind River defense is pulling back their ears, and they're getting ready to play.
And this is where they'd really like Trey Fike. This is where they would really use him in great open space. They're lining up with 3 receivers, but none of them are Trey Fike.
Here's the handoff, and they'll go up the middle, and a gain of about 2 yards as running the ball that time. Cannon Campbell, second boy, and about 12 after the gain of 2.
Cannon Campbell can run the ball, too. He is a truck. When he gets through the middle, it's very surprising when just one person can bring him down. You got to gang tackle him and Peyton.
So Mills in the gun. He's got Cannon Campbell on the left, Peyton Trumpler on the right. 2 receivers right, and he'll drop to pass. He'll throw it over the middle, and the ball is going to be incomplete as Dom Jarvis had it in his hands. He juggled it, and it fell back at about the 5-yard line as he juggled it toward the goal line.
He definitely felt the pressure behind him. He was going to get rocked at some point, and I don't know if that led into him not being able to catch the ball, but that would have for me.
3rd and 12 at the 6. 3:37 to play first quarter, and Wranglers got pinned back deep after the beautiful kickoff by Keziah Jones. Rolled dead at the 1. Peyton Trumpler had to pick it up and run. There's Mills. He'll fade left, looking deep over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete as going up high for that pass was Dom Jarvis, and he's going to get hit on the play. That hit's going to go to Carter Fowler, covering Jarvis on that run. So 4th and 12, and Alex Mills will drop back to punt at the 3:33 mark. So the Wind River defense comes through. And now back deep, J.C. Herbert to receive this punt. He's back at the 40. Here's Mills' punt. It'll be fielded at the 40, and it's a fair catch. So 1st and 10 for Wind River, 3:26 to play first quarter. We'll be back. This is the Fremont County Game of the Week on YouTube at WYO Today.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
1st and 10 for Wind River at the 40-yard line of Shoshone. Frederick in motion. It'll be Burke right up the middle, and he's going to gain right at 5 yards on the play. And right now, Wind River has their running game running like a well-tuned clock. I mean, they're just ticking along here, 5 yards at a clip. They scored their lone touchdown on a Cooper Frederick 32-yard run with 4:26 to play. We're inside 3 minutes, and Wind River has the ball back, 2nd and 5. And Burke brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Herbert right, Frederick left, and a handoff up the middle to the big man, Calder Johnson. He's going to be taken down right away by Jackson Stanley on the interior of that Wrangler defense.
That was a great tackle by Jackson. He got his hands below the waist of the ball carrier and just kind of picked him up, and there was nothing that the runner could do.
3rd and 5 at the 35 of Shoshone. Talked about coaching records coming into this game. All time, Tony Trumpler in his 10th year is 51-39 at Shoshone. Rod Frederick in his first year, 6-0. Here's Burke in the short gun. In motion is Herbert. They'll pitch to J.C. Herbert. He'll try to get that left end, but then Dom Jarvis wraps him up.
What a
kicks
tackle.
him down hard. And if that was NFL football, that would have been a 15-yard penalty for roughing the quarterback. And he's
Definitely. He swung him around. That looked like an old WWE move there. He was just flinging him around like a rag doll.
Shoshone's got to shut down that outside running game by the Wind River Cougars, and that play might have done it. And so do you go back the other side to Cooper Frederick, who's kind of had his way with that other side of Shoshone's line? 4th and 6 at the 36. Big play here in the first quarter, 1:24 to play. Here's Burke in the gun. He'll hand off back in the interior to Herbert. He's going to have a first down and more. He's going to go all the way, 36 yards for a Wind River touchdown. No flags on the play. It's going to stand.
He said something in number 50 for Shoshone. I think it was, "You can't catch me."
Herbert, 36-yard run. And that'll give Wind River a 14-6 lead with 1:12 to play in this first quarter. We'll see what Wind River decides to do. They're going to go for 2. And they're right back out in the same formation. Calder Johnson off Burke's right shoulder. Herbert right, Frederick in motion, and Burke's going to run toward the end zone, and he'll be dropped by Peyton Trumpler. That try for extra point, not good. We'll take a break with 1:12 to play first quarter. It's Wind River 14, Shoshone 6. This is the Fremont County Game of the Week on KWYW and streaming at WYO Today on YouTube. Welcome back to Pavilion. 14-6 ball game. We've had back-to-back touchdown runs. One by Cooper Frederick of 32 yards. And then J.C. Herbert comes back with a 36-yard run with 1:12 to play in this first quarter. Shoshone does not want a shootout with Wind River.
Definitely
they
not.
Want to grind out a 4 or 5 touchdown game on each side. So Keziah Jones, already one of the most valuable players for Wind River in this game, will line up to kick it off. His kickoff rolled dead at the 1 the last time and pinned Shoshone deep. So here's Jones as he approaches the football. He'll kick it down the right side toward Peyton Trumpler. It'll bounce, and picking it up is Jarvis to Trumpler, and he's going to be gang tackled at about the 22-yard line. First down and 10 for Shoshone with 1:06 to play first quarter.
I don't believe that was, I think that was Carson Kissling that tossed the ball to him, picked him up. He turned around and didn't start blocking, so Peyton had one less blocker, and that did not help him with any sort of return right there.
First and 10 for Shoshone. A little bit on their heels as they don't have much momentum here. Here's Mills out in a full house backfield. He'll hand off left side and tackled right away by J.C. Herbert is the running back for Shoshone, Peyton Trumpler. So short game for the Wranglers.
You know, I said it on my sports update. If they had Trey Fike, I think that this game could go either way. If this was a betting line, it would be a pick'em. But without Trey Fike, they are at a serious disadvantage at wide receiver, and that really leans heavily into Wind River's favor there.
Well, if you're going to win championships, you've got to play without some of your stars sometimes, and that's what Shoshone's facing here. 3 receivers left. Here's a pitch to Trumpler. He's going to be taken down on the play and getting that tackle. T.J. Halleck, 6'1", 190-pound senior for the Wind River Cougars. So I'm not sure if Peyton lost his footing or what, but 3rd and 11 here for Shoshone.
I think that was exactly it. It looked like he slipped when he tried to turn on the inside, and they're going to credit Wind River with the tackle, but I think that he might have slipped before he ever got to the line.
That's going to be the final play of the first quarter. We've played one quarter from Pavilion on homecoming for the Wind River Cougars. It's Wind River 14, Shoshone 6. We'll be back after a break. This is Fremont County Game of the Week on
offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back to Pavilion here as we get ready to start this second quarter of play. We were just talking about it at the break. I already mentioned it once, but Wind River only giving up 33 yards a game rushing. That's number 1 in 9-man football. Shoshone number 6 against the rush. You know, if you're able to pass against Wind River, you can do things in this offense, and that's where Shoshone has an advantage because Alex Mills comes in averaging about 130 yards a game passing the ball. So 3 receivers left. Maddock on the outside, Cannon Campbell, and fading to pass is Mills. He'll throw it down the right side.
Nice catch.
Jackson Stanley. He put out a hand.
He had it.
It went off his left hand and fell incomplete.
He looked like he was carrying it in, and as soon as he got hit, it just bobbled out of his hands.
Yeah, if he could have held the ball, it would have been a first down. So now you're looking at 4th and 11. And right now, they've been almost looking exclusively at Jackson Stanley. So Mills back to punt. And he'll try the Aussie rules punt, and it's going to be a good one. It's going to roll inside the 40, inside the 35.
Ooh.
And then Cannon Campbell will take J.C. Herbert out. And don't believe there'll be any penalty on that because he didn't call fair catch. He ran over and came up on his haunches, and Campbell took him out.
Well, good sportsmanship by Cannon because he helped him up and he apologized to him. I think JC was looking for the flag as well. He might have called the fair catch. I didn't see it, but Cannon apologized. Good on Cannon because he knew that was a hard hit.
I don't think on a play like that you can call a fair catch. The ball's rolling.
And Coach Frederick is yelling at the refs right now.
It's just the way it goes. So 1st and 10 for Wind River at their own 34-yard line. 11:50 to play second quarter.
Coach Frederick's giving that ref an earful.
First round of 4 in this game, and Wind River with the advantage after 1 round. So out in the gun is Burke. And he'll
he dropped the ball.
Drop the snap and throw it downfield, and it's going to be thrown complete out over the 40-yard line. Catching that ball is J.C. Herbert.
Great catch right on the sideline, right over the Shoshone defenders, too. Like, he had to perfectly drop that ball into a well in between a bunch of white jerseys.
Second and about, that's a long 3 at the 41-yard line. They've got to go to the 44. 11:45 to play in this second quarter, and that was a good-looking pass play after the bobbled snap. Here's Burke in the short gun. In motion, Herbert, he'll hand it straight up the middle to Calder Johnson. And this is just assignment football as Dom Jarvis makes the tackle on Johnson, but not after he gets a Wind River first down at the 46.
Yeah, if you're Shoshone's defense, you have to face Peyton Trumpler in practice all the time, so you have good experience stopping big runners, but right now you don't know which ball or where the ball's going to go because JC's moving and then Calder's moving, and next thing you know, Burke or someone has the ball and they're already up the middle.
That's what that offense is geared around, is hiding the football. Here's the handoff back left side to Cooper Frederick. Nobody there. Cooper gets the edge, and he's going to gain 6 yards on first down over midfield to the 48-yard line.
And you said it great. They hide the ball perfectly. Just on that play, you saw it. He faked the run to 2 separate players before he finally got it to Cooper. And you'd think with that much time trying to fake, you would get sacked or you might have some defensive pressure, but their front line is doing their job.
It's an old-school offense, and it's predicated on hiding that football as long as possible. And Wind River running it very well with this talented group of running backs and their quarterback, Burks. Here's Burks in the gun. Johnson behind him. And J.C. Herbert in motion. Burks will fade to pass, and then he'll take off running. And he's going to be tripped up by Peyton Trumpler about the midfield, and he will stumble forward to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 3 at the 48.
Yeah, I think he was waiting on Calder Johnson to get open, and he just never could. That was great defense and coverage up there by the Shoshone secondary.
10:13 to play, first half. Wind River trying to convert another 3rd down, and so far they're perfect on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and a long 2. We're going to say 3 on the
Very
play.
long 2, yeah.
In a 14-6 ball game. Here's Frederick in motion. He'll get the pitch, and he'll get the edge and be wrestled down, but he'll get a first down on the play. That tackle for Shoshone by Kellen Lennon. But first down, Wind River. Right now, this Cougar rushing attack has got Shoshone on its heels a little bit as they're trying to figure out where the football is.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to figure out which rusher is going to be getting the ball, but more importantly, their coverage, whenever they are passing, their coverage is doing a great job of making sure that the quarterbacks have to go to their 2nd and 3rd read.
1st and 10 for Wind River. Burks in the short gun. In motion, Herbert. They'll hand off back the other side to Frederick. He's going to be wrestled down in the backfield. What a great play by Jackson Stanley. Got a hold of his arm and held him there until Cannon Campbell was able to finish up the tackle. So that'll be a loss on the play of about 2 yards, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, he just wasn't going to let go. That was a great tackle by Jackson. If you want to call that, he was just pulling him down until his teammates could get there and help him bring him down. That was great instincts by Jackson.
Already the 4th solo tackle of this first half by Jackson Stanley. So 2nd and 12 for Wind River. Burks in the short gun. They'll hand off.
He fumbled it.
Fumbled and kicked, and Shoshone's going to be on it, I believe.
I think they got
They're
it.
going to be wrestling the football, and if it is a Shoshone recovery, I believe that's number 50, Theo Litz.
No, it looks like Herbert landed on it, I believe. So
Theo Litz was back there, and it's going to be Shoshone football and a turnover on the Wind River Cougars at the 8:44 mark. And that was just a bad snap, and so Shoshone gets a break. Something they've been able to get all year long is forced turnovers and have a good job getting to the ball. And Theo Litz was on that ball. I'm not sure who came up with it, but Litz was back there in the backfield, the 6'2", 190-pound senior. 1st and 10 for Shoshone at the 47 of Wind River. 2 receivers right for the Wranglers. Here's the handoff straight up the middle to Peyton Trumpler. He gets a little bit of a hole that time, but he'll be held to a short gain of about 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Wranglers. They'll go in a hurry-up offense. This is a new wrinkle. Here's a handoff now up the middle to Trumpler. He'll bust through and get over the 40-yard line down to about the 39.
Yeah, they need to get Peyton Trumpler going, which I know is easier said than done against this defense. But if you can get the run game going, whether it's with Peyton or Cannon Campbell, that opens up a lot of the secondary that I know Alex Mills wants to use even without Trey in there.
Shoshone only 1 first down in this first half. He nearly went down, but Trumpler did not touch his knee. He kept his legs moving, and he'll gain 5 yards on the Wildcat play. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for Shoshone. Nothing fancy there. Alex Mills lined up almost back to punt, and the direct snap to Peyton Trumpler gives Shoshone a 1st down at the 34 of Wind River.
Yeah, they don't play very many cute plays. That might be the cutest play that they've called all season.
We saw that Wildcat about 3 times last week in Big Piney. Here's the handoff up the middle to Trumpler. He'll go around the right tackle and carry Wind River Cougars inside the 30, where he'll be wrestled down. They'll see where they mark it. It's going to be about the 27-yard line, 2nd and 3.
I wish everyone could see the principal's hair right now. The big purple hair there. I got it in the back of them.
I think I've seen him wear that hairdo at basketball games as the head basketball coach.
Big purple mohawk by the principal up here.
Justin Walker, of course, the principal. Here's Peyton Trumpler. He'll be met head on by J.C. Herbert, and Herbert slows him down enough until Cooper Frederick gets a hold of the legs and brings Trumpler down for a short game. And now Herbert down on the ground in some pain, holding his right hand, it looks like.
That is not good.
We'll get a timeout on the play. 6:58 to go first half. We'll take a quick break. This is the Fremont County Game of the Week.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Pass play from Alex Mills to Dom Jarvis translates to another Shoshone 1st down, this time inside the 30-yard line of Wind River. And Herbert still over on the sidelines. I believe he's holding his right hand, and he's had some hand injuries in the past. Here's Mills in the gun. He'll hand off right up the middle again to Peyton Trumpler. Nothing fancy, just old-fashioned sock'em football. And Peyton all the way down to the 10-yard line. 2nd down and about 3 yards on another grinded-out run by the Wranglers.
JC's putting his helmet back on. That's good news, at least.
Yeah, he's holding that right hand, and I'm not sure if he jammed his thumb or what. Here's Trumpler again on a run. He breaks through the defense, but he'll be wrestled down on the play. And Calder Johnson on to make that tackle, along with Ruby Aiden, a 5'8", 135-pound junior.
Ruby is a great rodeo cowboy. He does a lot of good things in the rodeo.
That Ruby name is a cowboy name around Fremont County. 1st and 10 for Shoshone at the Wind River 9. 5:32 and counting. Here's Mills in the gun. Nothing fancy. He'll raise to pass, and it's Dom Jarvis near the goal line.
I think he stepped out at the 1.
He said touchdown. The side judge said no. But another gain on the play. They're going to that short passing game, and it'll be 2nd down in less than a yard.
And we've already seen 3 attempts to Dom, so we know who his favorite target's going to be without Trey Fike. That might be something that Wind River wants to hone in on early and stop it, nip it in the bud.
5:24 to play. Here's a
Oh,
fumble
what was
on
that?
The play, and boy, the ball went up in the air. Alex Mills lost it, and Dom Jarvis covered it up for Shoshone in a near disaster. A problem that Shoshone has had in the couple games I've covered.
Definitely.
Inside the 10, so that will take the ball back to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, we've called 2 of their games together, and I think I've tallied it up to about 7 total fumbles in those 2 games. They have an issue.
So now 3rd and 4 after that 3-yard loss. Here's Mills in the gun, Stanley in motion, pitch left side, Trumpler, he'll get the edge, and he'll score. On a 4-yard run with 5:06 to play in the first half, it's 14-12. So a blood and guts drive by the Shoshone Wranglers results in a 4-yard touchdown run by Trumpler.
JC is hurt.
Now it looks like Shoshone is going to go for 2 on the play.
I said it earlier, they're going to both go for 2 a lot in this game. I wouldn't be expecting any kickers in this game, not only because it's a rivalry, but they're so good on the run. Why wouldn't you not try and take the 2 yards there?
3 receivers right. Trumpler behind Mills. We'll see what the play is. Mills will go to the right side. He's going to throw toward the end zone.
Oh, he dropped
Jarvis. And it was just out of his reach. Jarvis had to jump, and he was unable to pull the ball in. And to me, that's why you kick it, because now it's a 1-point game. If Wind River scores, then it's an 8-point lead, see? So it starts multiplying on you if you don't go for that extra point kick.
Definitely.
5:06 to play first half. It's Wind River 14, Shoshone 12. We'll be back after a break on the Fremont County Game of the Week.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to Pavilion on homecoming night for the Wind River Cougars, a 14-12 grudge match between these 2 longtime rivals. Incidentally, the all-time series, and I've said it a couple times, but Wind River leads it by 1 game, 29-28.
That's a good rivalry.
Long-time rivalry. The Shoshone Wranglers with 3 state championships in their history, and the Wind River Cougars with 1. Wind River Cougars, their state championship came back in 1997. Here's Jarvis with the kickoff. He'll kick it right side, and it'll be picked up on the play by Carter Fowler. He will try to get the edge. We're going to get a block in the back on Wind River as Fowler gets the edge and runs out to about the 38-yard line. But I saw the push in the back.
I saw it as well.
And it's going to come back. And, boy, if you see,
I think it was number 10.
2 shoulder pads and a guy running away from you, coaches will tell you, keep your hands off of him. But unfortunately, that did not happen, and that's going to be a big penalty. It'll nullify a good run back, and it'll move the ball back inside the 20.
Yeah, that was a real good run back. Carter started on the opposite side of the field and ran all the way across both hash marks, came around to the edge closest to us, moving left to right, and I mean, he got the edge there. He just ran into a pile of Shoshone defenders. It didn't matter anyway, though, with the penalty.
5 minutes to play first half. Wind River's going to come out, 3 receivers left. And Carter Fowler at quarterback. Here's Fowler in the gun. He'll fade to pass, and we're going to get a flag thrown. I believe it's going to be illegal or a false start on Wind River, so that's going to move them back again. This one going to move them back to the 11-yard line. First and 15 for Wind River, and this is exactly what Shoshone likes, but Coach Frederick and Wind River frustrated at this point. 2-point lead, 14-12 here in the second quarter of play for the Wind River Cougars. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Fowler at quarterback. And we'll see if they pass. He'll fade to pass, left-handed throw, nearly picked off on the play. And Cannon Campbell had both hands on the football as the pass went out toward J.C. Herbert. So his hand must be okay.
Hopefully.
If they threw a pass in his direction.
That was very uncharacteristic of Carter, too. He has some pretty good vision, and I believe it was either last game or the game before, but he went 3 for 3 for 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's just the kind of quarterback he is. He's very accurate. He doesn't make bad decisions. That might have been one of the worst decisions that I've seen him have, and he's just lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Well, he threw into double coverage there as Campbell had one side, Quentin Clark had the other. 4:55 to play, first half. 2nd and 15 for the Wind River Cougars. Going from our left to right. And the pass to Fowler will go deep, and it'll go over the head of Herbert. He was looking to his left, and he had to turn around and look right as the ball fluttered toward the right sideline. And again on coverage, Quentin Clark and Alex Mills.
And that was good coverage there by Alex, and I think that even if the ball had been well placed, he had a strong Shoshone defensive coverage right there, right around him. It would have been close.
3rd and 15 at the 11 of Wind River, and Fowler comes back in after getting the play from the coaching staff of the Cougars. 4:51 to play in this game, and Wind River incidentally will get the ball to start the second half, so this is a big defensive opportunity for Shoshone. The snap will get juggled on the play, and catching the ball, but getting tackled and wrapped up was Calder Johnson. Jackson Stanley went out from his defensive spot and made that tackle. So 4th now, and looks like 16 on the play at the 10-yard line.
Boy, Jackson Stanley's having a game so far, is he not?
5 unassisted tackles.
And on offense, he had that great catch.
He did. Chris Burke back deep to punt for the Cougars. Burke's punt.
Ooh, almost blocked.
Nearly blocked on the play. And nobody back deep for Shoshone, and it's going to be a heck of a punt from the 10 all the way to the 28. That's going to go as a 40, 50, 63-yard punt.
That might be one of the best punts of the season.
He flipped the field on that play for Burks, and so nice job by the Wind River defense.
But
Shoshone has 4 minutes, 6 seconds to try to score.
You have to say that was a great punt, but it also happened because Shoshone decided to rush everybody and not even put a returner back. They went all in on trying to block that ball in the end zone.
They did.
Almost got there, too.
So 1st and 10 for the Wranglers. Alex Mills in the gun. Jarvis on one side, Trumpler on the other. They'll hand left side to Cannon Campbell. He's in the open. And all he's got to beat is Carter Fowler.
What a stiff arm.
Campbell in the motion across the 20-yard line. A big run on first down. It's going to go as 63-yard run unofficially for Cannon Campbell. And they were expecting Peyton Trumpler. They got Cannon Campbell off the left side, and he would have been gone if it wouldn't have been for Carter Fowler's legs running him down. But a first down and 10 at the 20-yard line for Shoshone.
Yeah, and it wasn't even Carter that tackled him. Carter got stiff-armed, but because of the time that it took to stiff-arm him, the Wind River was able to get up to him.
Mills in the gun, pitches right side to Trumpler, and he'll be stopped after a short gain. That was what Wind River was expecting on the last play, and they went with Cannon Campbell. Nobody followed Cannon Campbell except Carter Fowler.
Cannon is deceptively fast. He looks really big, especially when he's coming out of that huddle. He might be one of the shortest people in the huddle, but he is really big up top, and he's got some weight. He's a really good wrestler, too, so he can throw you to the ground. But, yeah, he's very speedy.
2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line with 3:12 to play first half in a 14-12 ball game. There's Mills in the gun. He'll hand off left side to Don Jarvis. Jarvis tries to get the edge, and he slows down and cannot get the edge, as coming on for the tackle was number 13, Joaquin Stevens for Wind River.
Joaquin,
excuse me. Joaquin Stevens, a 5'9", 160-pound junior. Thanks, Coach. 2:40 to play now, as it was a short gain of about a yard. It's 3rd and 8. With this left hash mark, you'd think Shoshone might try a pass play to the right side, and Stanley lined up at that right tight end spot. Here's Mills. He'll go right side. They are looking for Stanley in the end zone. They'll throw it over the middle and nearly picked off on the play.
That was right in his hands.
Joaquin Stevens again with coverage.
What? That was if he was a wide receiver, he would have been the open guy. That was right in the breadbasket for him. Dangerous throw by Mills.
That was the play we all expected. Matter of fact, we called it. And Stanley was almost through the end zone by the time Mills got out on the edge. So Mills tried to throw it back inside, and the only person who touched it was Joaquin Stevens. 4th and 8 at the 18. This is a huge 4th down play on each side of the football. Here's Mills in the gun. 4 receivers right side. He's going to run right side. Trumpler, and they stop Trumpler after a gain of 1. And Shoshone is held on downs. Turnover to Wind River with 2:12 to play.
The Cougars knew exactly what was happening when Jackson started to move motion to the right. He was going to be that extra blocker, or he was going to be a receiver. And as soon as Alex started to run, it was definitely in Wind River's sights. He was just going to be hitting the backfield.
We've got a flag on the play as the officials talk things over. We'll see what the call is. False start on Shoshone, and I believe, is that a dead ball foul? Nope, they're going to decline the penalty. So 1st down and 10 for the Wind River Cougars with 2:12 to play first half. And that was a huge defensive stop because not only did the Cougars have the ball now, they will get it to open the second half after what promises to be a lengthy halftime break with homecoming and royalty and all that being announced. So 2:12 to play, Wind River football, 1st and 10 on their 18. Burks in the gun. Handoff left side to Herbert. He'll get the left edge and a gain of about 5 on the play. Peyton Trumpler with the tackle for Shoshone.
JC is so fast, not only in the track and field game, but he's so fast he was just outrunning his blockers there. He could have been a little patient and waited for the blocker to get there, but I saw a flag, and yep, holding's going to bring that one back anyway.
Oh, we got a holding call. JC Herbert, also an excellent basketball player, and he's got wheels on the courts. So 10-yard spot foul moves Wind River all the way back to their 10-yard line. 2:03 to play first half. So 1st and about 20 for Wind River at their 9. In the gun, Burks. He'll come out right side, looking deep across the middle. Nobody to pass it to.
He's just going to run.
He's going to run it out of bounds and be ran out of bounds on the play by Tucker Maddock.
Boy, not only is this probably the best game of the week here, it's probably the best game of the night because right now Washington and Chicago, Thursday night football, it's only 3-0.
Yeah. Is that an NFL game or is that?
That is, yes. I don't know what you want to call those teams, but they don't look at it this year.
Got to have Amazon Prime to watch that game. Thursday night football.
It's going to be that way for 11 years.
I'm guessing that Amazon paid a whole bunch of money for those rights. 2nd and 18 at the 11, 1:56 to play. Here's the handoff back to left side to J.C. Herbert. Big hole through the middle, and he's going to be taken down, but not before a good gain. Moves him out near the 28-yard line. Tackle on the play by Peyton Trumpler on a 12-yard gain by J.C. Herbert. I could have driven through that hole. It was that big.
This Shoshone defense seems to be doing everything right on 1 or 2 plays, and then it's just the Wind River run game will expose you when they figure out what you're doing. That's exactly what JC just did right there.
Well, and again, when JC comes all the way across and gets that ball, it's hard to see it. Here's Burks, 1:23 to play. First half, he'll hand off, same play, back inside to JC Herbert, and he's going to be stopped just short of a first down. And now Wind River with a decision to make.
That was a fun play. So he faked the handoff to, I believe, Carter, but then he just pitched it right ahead to JC. Next thing you know, I mean, JC's right up in the middle.
Yeah, it was the exact same play as the previous play. And now we've got 4th and a yard. What does Wind River do here?
Well, they have one of the best running games in the state, so I would imagine they do that.
Deep in your own territory. This is a big call, and I'm guessing they're probably going to maybe punt it away. Maybe not. We'll see.
No, they're definitely lining up to punt.
They're deep to punt as Burke's back deep to punt. And now Shoshone sends Trumpler back deep. And we'll get a delay of game on Wind River penalty right here in front of us.
Oh, no, I think he called a timeout to make sure it wasn't a delay of game. Yeah, timeout by the Cougars.
Okay, he picked up his flag, but he had dropped his flag, and then the whistle came in. So 50 seconds to play first half. We'll go with it, take a break on the Fremont County Game of the Week.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like.
Welcome back, Pavilion. 4th and 1 for Wind River. They're going to go for it on 4th down. And they're doing a hard count as Burks will get it. He'll run it straight ahead, and he'll fumble the ball. And Shoshone recovers again.
Jackson got the ball.
Stanley having himself a night. And Shoshone will take over with 46 seconds to play. That's turnover number 2 on Wind River.
Yeah, that's also very uncharacteristic of this Wind River team. They do not turn the ball over very often.
On the other side, Shoshone has forced a bunch of turnovers in this season. So, 1st and 10 at the 27 of Wind River with 46 seconds to play in this first half. Again, with a big opportunity.
Yes, Shoshone just surpassed Wind River on the season in turnovers forced, so that's how
Alex
close they are.
Mills will fumble the ball, and he'll have to fall on it. As coming in with pressure, the big man, Tucker Jensen, 6'5", 240-pound senior. And so Shoshone will take a timeout. We'll see what Max Mills has in his basket of plays here for 2nd and 30 at the 42nd mark.
Yeah, if Max Mills trusts his son and quarterback Alex Mills, which he obviously does, he's going to set something up, and it's going to look like a long play, like a long pass play, but he's going to sneak someone up the middle like Peyton or Cannon, and he's going to get an over-the-middle pass play probably. That's just my guess here. I never like to guess, but that's what they did a lot against Big Piney.
Well, you are guessing.
I am guessing, yeah.
All right. 40 seconds to play first half, and I know the coach off my right shoulder, he's trying to guess what they're going to call too. 14-12 ball game, 2nd and 14 at the 31. This is an old-fashioned classic here at Pavilion in this long, storied rivalry between these two teams.
Jackson's lining up on the outside.
They got 4 receivers on the right side and 1 to the left. Mills fades to pass. He'll let it go to Trumpler. He's open, and it's going to be intercepted on the play by Wind River.
By Joaquin.
Coverage on that play, Joaquin Stevens, and he'll pull it down at the 35-second mark. That ball hung a little bit in the air, and it was a bit short. Trumpler had to go up and try to play defense, and Joaquin Stevens pulled it in. If there is a line in that cloud, a lining in that cloud that's silver, is at Wind River back on their 1-yard line. So a chance at maybe a safety here if Shoshone can break through the line. So 35 seconds to play. Wind River 1st and 10 at their own 1.
And how the tables have turned. Shoshone was on the 1-yard line in this exact same spot just a little bit ago, and they only got up to about the 9.
So Burks under center. That's a rarity, and now we've got a delay of game on Wind River. And that's going to back the Cougars up again.
Can't back them up very much. What, a half a yard, quarter of a yard there?
Take them half the distance to the goal. And so it'll be at the 1/2 yard line. 35 seconds to play in this first half. 14-12 ball game, and they'll just sneak it out, and they're going to push Shoshone out near the 5-yard line. So nothing fancy here as Wind River guards their own end zone. 22 seconds and counting. It looks like Shoshone may allow this first half to end. 13 seconds. 14-12 ball game. I believe that's going to do it. So we'll have an interesting halftime show. Wind River leads it here in Pavilion on the homecoming of Wind River High School. It's Wind River 14, Shoshone 12. We've got a good one on a Thursday night. This is the Fremont County Game of the Week on KWYW-FM, and we're streaming at WYO Today on YouTube.
No problem performing.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do.
Heading south, down the road in a cool Cadillac, coupe feel.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines!
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
It's Physical Therapy Month.
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 It's Physical Therapy Month. October is National Physical Therapy Month, and here at Teton Therapy, we are celebrating all month long. In our Lander and Riverton clinics, we're hosting special events, celebrations, and great giveaways for our patients, past, present, and future. Check us out at Teton Therapy PC on Facebook for more details.
Whatever. I like April better.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Take care of your heart. You only get one, so eat well by avoiding salty, fatty foods and fill up on fiber and grains. Stay active. Shoot for 150 minutes of physical activity per week. Take your heart medications and call 911 if you're having any symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Lander Medical Clinic cares about your heart, but no one should care more about your heart than you.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine and Adina Vasco and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Welcome back as we look at the homecoming royalty being ushered around here on golf carts. And the senior queen is Annabeth Bornhoft. She participates in wrestling and track and field. Her hero is her mom, and the best part of homecoming week in her eyes is the dance. Annabeth's most embarrassing moment is when she was skipping down the hall in 4th grade and tripped in front of her class. The senior king of homecoming here at Wind River High School, he's also fullback on the football team, Calder Johnson, who participates in football and is a member of National Honor Society. Calder's hero is Braden Lenhart. Calder's favorite thing about homecoming is the upcoming football game. Right now, under the lights, his most embarrassing moment was making a basket for the other team in 6th grade. So congratulations to the homecoming royalty, the queen, Annabeth Bornhoft, and the king here at Wind River, Calder Johnson. This halftime show brought to you by Central Wyoming College, and we'll go over some stats. First, total yards in this game, Shoshone officially with 157, Wind River with 147. Shoshone stat-wise, Alex Mills 3 of 6 passing for 58 yards. He does have a touchdown in the game on a 26-yard rush at the 9:46 mark of the first quarter. Alex Mills 1 carry for 26 yards. Peyton Trumpler in this first half, 12 carries for 30 yards. He does have a 4-yard touchdown run, the only score in that second quarter. And Cannon Campbell with 1 carry for 63 yards for the Shoshone Wranglers. On the other side, Wind River, they've attempted 3 passes. They've completed 1, all coming from the arm of left-hander Carter Fowler. He's 1 of 3 for 6 yards in the ballgame. Rushing-wise, Wind River 20 carries for 141 yards. First we got J.C. Herbert, 6 carries for 58 yards. He does have a 36-yard touchdown run. Burke has 5 carries for 14 yards. Cooper Frederick was 6 carries for 58 yards and a 32-yard touchdown run. Both of those touchdown runs came in the second quarter for Wind River. And Calder Johnson with 3 carries for 11 yards. So stat-wise, it's about a push either way, and the only difference really in this first half was Shoshone scored that first touchdown of the game, and then Peyton Trumpler was held out of the end zone on the 2-point try, Sean. On the other side, 2 first quarter touchdown runs, one by Cooper Frederick at the 4:26 mark. Herbert scored on the 2-point run, gave Wind River an 8-6 lead, and then Herbert scored a short time later on a 36-yard run, and the Chris Burke run was no good, but it gave them a 14-6 lead. Shoshone would score at the 5:06 mark of the second quarter on a grinded-out run-only drive. Peyton Trumpler on a 4-yard touchdown run. The pass for the 2-point conversion was incomplete, and that gives us the halftime score of Wind River 14, Shoshone 12.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. I think the thing that stands out the most amongst all those stats, Peyton Trumpler only getting 30 yards on 12 carries. That is an excellent thing if you're a Wind River Cougar fan, because Peyton Trumpler does not typically run for that little yardage on that many carries. And another thing, the fact that it's 157 yards to 147 yards, that's actually below their average. So both teams averaging over 400 yards per game. Shoshone averaging 404.3. Wind River's just like half a yard behind there. But that means that they're actually keeping each other down from their averages. So both defenses playing pretty well. And it's going to be interesting to see any adjustments that both teams make, because they've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, and Wind River, the state's top rushing defense, coming in, giving up 33 yards a game. Shoshone, decent, respectable against the rush, number 5 in 9-man football at 134 yards per game. Pass defense-wise, Wind River number 8, Shoshone number 11. Who knows? We could have a defensive struggle in the second half. It was that in the second quarter of this game, after it looked like we might have a shootout after the first quarter of play.
Yeah, it definitely started out looking like it was going to be a high-scoring affair, and the defense and the turnovers have really made this game something different than I think anyone was really thinking. I think we were thinking it'd be 30-30 at this time, but 14-12 is a great score at halftime.
This is the Central Wyoming College halftime show. Hey, we appreciate everything that Central Wyoming College does in our community and throughout this part of Wyoming. Central Wyoming College, always a leader in education. We've got about 7.5 minutes to go here in this Central Wyoming College halftime show. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the keys to the second half from myself and Sean O'Brate. This is Cody Beers on the Fremont County Game of the Week.
Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit nreca.org.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Riverton's Hampton Inn and Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County School Athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
Welcome back to Pavilion here on homecoming night. Of course, Wind River did a nice job. They had golf carts all over out here at Leroy Center Field, and they were bringing the royalty right in front of us, and we were able to talk about the homecoming royalty here in a 14-12 game as we get ready to go. Sean O'Brate, give us a couple keys to the game for each team in the second half.
Well, if you're Wind River, you have to continue to hold up Peyton Trumpler. He is a force to be reckoned with. With that being said, you have to keep your eyes peeled for Cannon Campbell and Dom Jarvis, because they can go off just as quickly as Peyton can. And if you're on offense, Wind River really needs to try and accentuate their passing game, because their run game's doing well, but so far just a few passes, and one of them was almost intercepted, that double coverage play by Carter Fowler. For Shoshone, you need to get the run set up, and you need to continue to try and pound the rock. You don't have Trey Fike to catch balls for you. That's your security blanket. Dom Jarvis has dropped a couple, and he's been overthrown, so it's not necessarily all his fault. But on defense, Shoshone needs to do something about the way that Wind River is just running it down their throats. They have 3 running backs that are all doing really, really well.
To me, it comes down to turnovers. Wind River with 2 first-half turnovers, Shoshone with 1, and one of those turnovers led to a Shoshone touchdown. We're about ready to get going as Dom Jarvis approaches the football. He's going to kick it near the sidelines. It will go out of bounds at the 30-yard line after Cooper Frederick went back deep. And Shoshone just doesn't want to kick it to those deep guys, J.C. Herbert and Carter Fowler. So it will be 1st and 10 for Wind River at the 35-yard line.
We've seen what J.C. Herbert can do with the open space. I wouldn't want to kick it to him either.
So this will tell the tale here a little bit as Wind River comes out. We had a long 20-minute halftime with homecoming. Big crowd here at Pavilion, and Burke in the shotgun. He'll hand it off right side to Cooper Frederick. Frederick tried to cut it back into the heart of that Shoshone defense, and he went heads up, helmet to helmet with Cannon Campbell.
And Cannon, like I said earlier, he is a big wrestler. He is pretty good at getting people to the ground, so that's one of the last people you want to go head-to-head with. And I don't know if he'll be doing that again if he sees him in open field.
In this Wind River offense, key defensively to stopping it is you've got to shut down these runs off tackle that Wind River is so good at. 2nd and 9 for the Cougars, 11:25 to play third quarter. Here's Burke in the shotgun. He'll take the quarterback sneak right up the middle. They'll push him out near a first down, and that was just solid playing and solid blocking by that front 4 for the Wind River Cougars.
Yeah, great blocking by the front 4, because there are 3 players in the backfield with Burke that didn't get a chance to block. They were standing back there, and Burke just ran right up the middle, followed his 4 blockers, got almost to the first down marker.
Shoshone wasn't expecting that. 3rd and 1 for the Wind River Cougars, 10:50 to play third quarter as Burke comes out in the short gun. Frederick left, Herbert right, and Burke's going to run for a Wind River first down as he'll gain about 3 yards to the 48-yard line.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That was the exact same play, got the first down, and I imagine that's something that they might use if they're in a pickle here in a little bit for this second half.
Well, they're going to pound the inside of that Shoshone defense, force people to come in, and then you're going to see them take the edge here. That's going to be the strategy to running the football, and that works well when you got 2 fast guys on the outside. Here's Burke in the short gun. In motion, Cooper Frederick. They had 2 guys in motion, and they're going to throw the flag as Calder Johnson was in motion at the same time Cooper Frederick was.
Now, while this is the first time it's being called, this is probably the 2nd or 3rd time that it's happened. They're just lucky it hasn't been called before.
That'll cost Wind River 5 yards, and that, I believe, is penalty number 5 on Wind River. Shoshone with 4 in that first half. 10:15 and counting here in Pavilion. Big crowd on a Thursday night.
Definitely.
Incidentally, both of these high schools do not go to school on Friday, and so it's
Lucky
always
them.
a 3-day weekend in Fremont County. Here's Cooper Frederick. He'll take the middle.
Oh, wow.
And blast his way inside mid.
He
and
fumbled
here's a
it.
fumble. Shoshone comes up with it.
Wow.
That'll be turnover number 3.
And that was
on
Dom
Wind River.
Jarvis.
Dom Jarvis comes up with it, and you know what? That is a huge key now as Jarvis limping a bit after he recovers that fumble. Shoshone guys do a great job stripping the football, and that time that's exactly what happened. So Shoshone football, 1st and 10, just inside midfield, and you know, turnovers are always going to be a key. And
Definitely.
Wind River now lost their 3rd fumble of this ball game. Shoshone out, and a full house backfield surrounding Alex Mills in the short gun. They'll hand off right side up the middle. Peyton Trumpler, and Trumpler gets about 7 yards on first down, and he is a load. Now 13 carries for 37 yards.
Yeah, going back to your point, it's very hard to win when you continually turn the ball over. We saw that with Shoshone when they had four turnovers and they had to just squeak out a big Piney. And I believe the Pine Bluffs game, the reason that they really lost was because of all their turnovers as well.
Yeah, Shoshone just fumbled the ball too much in that game. Alex Mills in the shotgun, full house backfield. He'll fade right.
Oh, he almost got him in the backfield.
And then he'll throw long over Jackson Stanley's head, incomplete. And that was by necessity, as Alex Mills was being dogged on that play by the big man, Casey Beefus, 6 foot, 195-pound senior for this Wind River Cougars team.
Yeah, when I first met Coach Frederick in the preseason, and I was at one of his practices, I looked over, I said, who's that big guy over there I wouldn't even want to talk to the wrong way? And he goes, that's Casey Beefus. You got to look out for him on both sides of the ball.
Third down, handoff up the middle. Trumpler, he's going to have a first down and more. And nothing fancy. Peyton up the middle. I could draw that one up in the dirt. Just turn around and hand it.
Both of these teams are
state runner.
Both of these teams are definitely just attacking the interior of the other's defensive line, and eventually one of these teams is going to break open for a big gain. It's just going to see who's going to do it first.
First down and 10 for Shoshone on the 36 of Wind River.
I'll tell you what, those walking tacos smell great right now. If you're around Pavilion, you should come out here.
Here's Trumpler over the left side. He'll be tripped up on the play, and a nice play that time by Casey Beefus, getting a hold of Trumpler's ankle after a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for Shoshone. 8:37 to play in this third quarter.
And they're going to keep trying to run it. If they can get the run game going, that opens up the passing game for Alex. We've already seen what Jackson can do and what Cannon can do.
2nd and 7. Mills looks to the right side, and then he'll hand it to Cannon Campbell.
Oh, he fumbled it.
Fumble, but Mills is back on the football at about the 35-yard line. Good athletic play by Alex Mills.
It's a little chilly out there. I don't know if it's making it harder to hold on to the ball, but there's a lot of fumbling issues by both teams right now.
I think these guys are just it's not cold. I think they're just stripping the football.
It's good defense by both ends.
3rd and 9 for Shoshone. Mills will hand off up the middle. Peyton Trumpler breaks through. It's going to be a first down and more.
Oh, shoestring tackle.
What a great tackle on the play by Blake Snyder, saving Wind River of a touchdown, but a big run of about 30 yards by Peyton Trumpler. And you just got to think, over time, number 40 wears out an interior of a defense.
Definitely, yeah. That was one of the keys of the game. If you can stop them consistently, which is hard, you can win.
1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Trumpler. He'll bust it outside, then go back inside. It's going to be a short gain. Well, about 3 yards on the play, near the 11-yard line.
Well, Peyton just ran right into a pile, and he wasn't really tackled, so he took a step back and went to the left, looked for a hole. He had it, but it closed up almost immediately.
2nd and about 8 at the 11. They've got to get inside the 5, about the 4-yard line for a first down. 7:10 to play third quarter. Mills in the gun. He's surrounded by Wranglers. One receiver left, and we'll get a jump off side. That'll be Blake Snyder. And he was trying to anticipate the snap, and Snyder going to be called for a penalty, and he'll be immediately replaced in the lineup by Isaac Gardner. And that's one of those plays where you just shake your head, pound your head on the ground, and be frustrated. So that'll give Shoshone a 2nd and short of about 3 yards. And now Shoshone's going to jump, maybe. It did look like
it looked like Cannon jumped and the left line jumped.
Well, Beefus knocked down the lineman, but Shoshone moved first.
Yes, they did. I think it was Cannon and the left tackle that jumped first.
They just exchanged 5-yard penalties, and we're right back where we started.
Wash, rinse, and repeat.
6:56 to play, third quarter. 2nd and 8 for Shoshone. There's Mills. He'll hand off left side. Trumpler, he'll get a short gain just to the 10-yard line. So that'll be a gain of about a yard on the play. Third and goal.
They're going to keep trying to pound it right here. They got through the line with Peyton on that one play that got down to this point. They're just looking for that to repeat itself. Now 91's limping off.
Isaac Gardner will come out of the game, 5'8", 175-pound junior, and he'll be replaced. So Mills in the gun. We've got 4 receivers set, 2 on each side. Mills now looking left. He'll go back to the right. He's got a wide open lane. And he'll pass in the middle. Complete.
What a throw.
Touchdown, Shoshone.
What a throw.
And you would not advise that.
Definitely not.
But Mills and Trumpler made eye contact, and Mills was able to throw back across his body to Peyton Trumpler, and it will be a 10-yard touchdown, I believe. So 10-yard score, Mills to Trumpler here in the third quarter. 6:04 to play on a clock-eating drive, and now Shoshone out to go for 2. Here's Mills looking right, throws right.
Intercepted.
Intercepted by Cooper Frederick, and the try is no good. That pass intended for Dom Jarvis. But Shoshone back in the lead. They once held the lead in the first quarter. Now they lead it. It's Shoshone 18, Wind River 14. We'll be back on the Fremont County Game of the Week.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
Back when I was riding in rodeos, I always made sure I was locked in, good and tight. Now as a touring musician, crisscrossing the country, I still make sure I'm locked in, good and tight. Of course I do. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Welcome back to the homecoming game here at Pavilion, Wind River High School. And Shoshone is an opportunistic football team. They took advantage of a Wind River fumble, and they will drive it 50 yards for a touchdown, culminating on a 10-yard pass from Alex Mills to Peyton Trumpler. Here's Dom Jarvis. He's going to kick it out. Wow. At about the 43-yard line, and boy, that'll give Wind River outstanding field position. On the play. That kick, you'd like him to kick it out on about the 20.
Yeah, and he kicked it right into this big pile of students right here, too. I don't know if he meant to do it on purpose, but it landed right in the middle of all these students on the sideline. But, yeah, this is probably the best field position of the game, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be something that Wind River needs to capitalize on.
Cougar Band has moved down behind the Wind River team on the sidelines, and that's where the ball went. Here's Burke in the gun. Cooper Frederick in motion. They'll hand off back the other side to J.C. Herbert, and Dom Jarvis was there. He made a big play, and it'll be a gain of nothing. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Dom's made a couple big plays on defense. He's able to get in there, and when the big guys on his defensive line are being stopped, he's the one that squeaks through and is able to stop the tackler.
Yeah, it's very important for the linebackers to fill the holes. And Cannon Campbell, Dom Jarvis, linebackers for the Shoshone team. Here's Burke in the gun. 2nd and 10 at the 45. Pitch right side to Cooper Frederick. He's looking for a hole. He can't find one. Then he's going to get covered up by Jackson Stanley. And, man, you don't want to get hit when Jackson Stanley has a full head of steam.
No, he's definitely the biggest dude on the field right now. He's not someone I want to go up against. But that is a very similar play to the one they keep using, and I wonder if maybe Shoshone is just picking it up every time now, or if Wind River is trying to get in a groove and maybe trick Shoshone into thinking that they're going to continue to run.
Well, you've got to be prepared to tackle everyone in the backfield with this type of offense. Burke in the gun. In motion. J.C. Herbert, can he get the edge? He cannot get the edge, but he'll have a nice cut.
Ooh.
And he'll then be hit hard by Dom Jarvis and Alex Mills. But he'll gain about 8 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th and short.
Yeah, 4th and inches from the look of it.
We'll call it
about 1 yard, yeah.
At the 46.
He got stood up by Dom and Alex. They just put their shoulders on both sides of his chest, and that one hurt.
And Herbert's got his hands on his knees a little bit there. It was a big hit. 4th and a yard at the 46. 4:07 to play, third quarter for Wind River.
This is where that QB sneak from earlier would really work.
There's Burke in the gun. And they had 2 guys in motion, and we've got hankies everywhere on the play. They had 3 guys in motion on that play. Frederick, Herbert, and Burke were moving at the same time. So Calder Johnson also moving. And that's going to move Wind River back 5 and create a difficult position.
And this drive started off so well, obviously, with the field position, and now it's just the discipline of the team on these pre-snap motions is really kicking themselves in the teeth.
So the ball will move back, and I think it was some missed hand signals by the white hat, and the Wind River coach was very upset there for a minute, but Coach Frederick, and now it'll be 4th and 6 for Wind River. 3:56 to play in this third quarter.
This is going to be a huge play. It looks like they're not going to punt. They're calling something. They're going back to the huddle, and Coach Frederick just yelled something out. And this is going to be very interesting with 3:45 left to go in the third quarter.
4th and 6 at the Wind River 49. In motion, Frederick. He'll get the toss. He'll cut inside, and he'll be first.
Ooh.
Close to a first down. Will he get it? I think he had to get to the line, and we'll see where they mark it.
He got a little extra yardage after the hit by falling forward, but I don't know if they're going to give it to him. Looks like they are.
It's going to be short. I think it's inches short.
Oh, very. I'm going to zoom in on it here on the WYO Today stream.
And they're going to come out and maybe measure. They will bring it out for the measurement, and we'll see where it ends up. They stretch the chain.
No.
It's short. Shoshone football by an inch or less. Wow. He had to get to that line, Sean, and it looked like they marked it a bit short.
I mean, there was a lot of extra effort by him on that run, and I totally give him props for getting even that far with the way that the defense was coming at him. But, man, that was a disheartening spot by the ref.
Boy, and big, well, disheartening, but probably accurate. We're not saying anything about the officials in this game. 3:30 to play, third quarter, 1st and 10 for Shoshone, looking to take advantage of a great defensive stop. Here's Mills in the gun, full house backfield. They'll hand it to Trumpler, and he's going to be hit well back of the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be dropped. And that hit that time by the big man, Tucker Jensen, all 6'5", 240 pounds of him, leads to a 3-yard loss for the Wranglers.
Hurry up offense.
Hurry up offense. Trumpler gets the ball, and he's going to break loose. He'll have a first down and more. As downfield, making that tackle was T.J. Halleck of Wind River, and now we've got a Wind River player down on the field.
I think that's
He'll
Joaquin.
Get up.
Yeah.
It is Joaquin Jensen, or Joaquin Stevens, excuse me. He's going to have to come out of the game. The 5'9", 160-pound junior has made some plays in this game. Nearly had an interception a while ago, and then he comes off, bounces his helmet on the ground. You don't like to see that, but now he's down and hurt near the track. So 1st down and 10 for the Shoshone Wranglers.
He's stretching out his legs here.
42-yard line. Mills in the gun, 2 receivers left, and Dom Jarvis jumped early on that left side. It'll be a false start on the Wranglers. 2:45 to go in this third quarter. Love to bring you some crowd noise, but inside this press box, it's almost impossible to get a window open because they've got some of the best windows that money can buy. Double pane, triple pane windows here inside the press box.
The smell of the walking tacos is getting up here, though.
It is. 1st and 15 for the Wranglers. Mills in the gun. He'll hand off right side to Trumpler. He'll be dropped on the play, And a big hit that time by Cooper Frederick.
Yeah, he just did a great job of wrapping him up and then putting his whole body weight on the ground to try and drag him back.
Trumpler gains 2 yards, and they're in the hurry-up. Here's Trumpler again, left side. He'll be dropped again, no gain. And this time coming up with that hit was J.C. Herbert and also Tucker Jensen.
Well, those two hurry-up off plays that they had, I mean, they were pretty much the same looking play, but they didn't take much time off the clock as they're up with 2 minutes left to go in the third, and now they have just a huge deficit, 3rd and 14, to try and get this first down.
Mills in the gun. We'll have 4 receivers left side, 1 receiver right, and they'll throw to Trumpler across the middle, and he's going to dive toward a first down, and he'll be about a yard short. That was a nice play by Shoshone. Draw the attention to the left side, hit Trumpler on the little crossing pattern over the middle, and that gives Shoshone a chance to convert this 4th and 3.
Yeah, there was nobody around Peyton there covering him. They had soft coverage going about 10 yards past, and next thing you know, he gets the ball right away.
Shoshone has had this ball for a long time in the 3rd quarter. Mills in the gun, same play, across the middle, complete. Trumpler inside the 20-yard line, and a first down for Shoshone. Man, if it works once, go back to the well again, and it would say first down for the Wranglers. And that's great hands because he got hit on the play.
Great hands, and then you're right, he did get hit, and he broke about 3 tackles on the way to getting an extra 10 yards there. That's just what Peyton Trumpler does on a daily.
45 seconds and counting here in the 3rd. 1st and 10 for Shoshone. Here's Mills. He'll fake it, then throw it deep to Trumpler. Great coverage on the play. And back in the game, playing great defense, Joaquin Stevens for Wind River.
Must have had the wind knocked out of him or something because he's moving fine now.
Step for step with Peyton Trumpler.
I believe I saw a flag.
Nope.
No? Maybe it's just the kids playing ball over there.
Did you drop a hanky? 2nd down and 10 at the 20. Fun night here in Pavilion. Big crowd. Shoshone fans out on the track on the other side. Reminds me of being in Lander that way because when Riverton goes over there, they line the track. Here's Mills in the gun. He'll hand off to Cannon Campbell playing at the tailback position. And Cannon will carry inside the 15. The big man, Tucker Jensen, who's credited with that tackle for the Wind River Cougars.
Yeah, and, you love to see Peyton Trumpler run as a Shoshone fan because you know he's going to get a little bit of extra yardage with his toughness. But Cannon, like I said earlier, he's got legs. He's speedy. He can get around and juke people out of their position. It'd be very dangerous if they were to use them in a big 1-2 punch.
3rd and 5 at the 15 for Shoshone. Here's a little option play, and then a handoff backside to Cannon Campbell, and he's going to be dropped for a 5-yard loss.
As I say that, he's going to get dropped.
So they got fancy on that play, and it did not work at all. Wind River had that one smelled out, and that'll end the 3rd quarter of play. We've got 12 minutes to go. It's Shoshone 18, Wind River 14. We'll be back on the Fremont County Game of the Week.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or anytime, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at Papa Murphy's.
Welcome back. Alex Mills will roll to the right. He'll pass it in the end zone. Jackson Stanley, no good. Oh, and boy, they broke it up, and it was two guys breaking it up on that play. It looked like Stanley had the ball. Chris Burke came in from one side, and it was Joaquin Stevens on the other. Incomplete. Wind River football with 11:54 to play.
Yeah, Jackson had the jump on him. They definitely got to him right on time, but Jackson had the size and the jump right there. I'm surprised that he didn't come down with it, but great play by Joaquin and number 5. It was Chris Burke, yeah.
11:54 to play. First down and 10 for Wind River. That'll give you a little jump in your get along. First and 10 as Burke in the gun. In motion. Burke will roll to the right and pass it, and it's intercepted. Is he in? Oh, and they're going to say it is a good interception.
Quentin
Clark.
Clark.
That's going to go to Quentin Clark. All you got to get is 1 foot down and then hold it to the ground, and he did that. Interception by Quentin Clark.
That was a poor throw. I mean, if he had tried to dart it right in, if he had just thrown a little bit more mustard behind it, it might have gotten to his receiver beforehand.
4th turnover of this game for Wind River.
And that's the killer.
Boy, we talked about it. Who had that as a key to the second half? All right. I might as well pat myself on the back. 11:47 to play, 18-14 ball game. First and 10 at the 20 of Wind River. Here's Mills with the center screen to Peyton Trumpler. He's going to run toward the goal line and be knocked out of bounds.
Right at the 1.
Boy, right inside the 1. And that was a beautifully called play by Max Mills. Alex Mills set it up perfectly, looked to his right, and then dumped it over the middle to Peyton Trumpler. He'll gain 19 on that center screen. And they're back out. And it's going to be the Wildcat to Peyton Trumpler. They'll push Trumpler toward the end zone. Did he get in? The side judges say he did not. Second and goal for Shoshone. Very telegraphed play. You knew Trumpler was going to get it.
You just didn't know which way he was going to go.
11:21 to play, and boy, Shoshone has mounted a comeback since they fell behind 14-6 in the first quarter. Mills in the gun, full house backfield. Handoff left side Trumpler. He'll score on the play, and he delivered a
huge hit.
Huge hit. Going down in a heap was Joaquin Stevens, and it'll be a 1-yard touchdown run with 11:03 to play for Peyton Trumpler.
Yeah, you don't hear.
Again, they score after a Wind River turnover.
Yeah, and you don't hear very often that the offensive player made a nice tackle there, but he just dropped the Wind River defender there, Joaquin. And I think, are they going to kick this? No, they're going to go for 2 like they have been. They're going to try and go up by 12 points here. Oh, no, they are going to kick it. Okay.
24-14. This would give them
an
11-point lead. Here's Dom Jarvis. His kick, it's good. And it's Shoshone 25, Wind River 14, 11:03 to play. This is the Fremont County Game of the Week on KWYW-FM, and we're streaming at WYO Today on YouTube.
Wolverines.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Welcome back to Pavilion as Dom Jarvis will kick the ball well out of bounds at roughly the 25-yard line. It'll be Wind River football, and I believe that will move it out to the 35-yard line. So 11:03 to play, and boy, since the 1:12 mark of the first quarter when J.C. Herbert rumbled 36 yards for a touchdown, Wind River led 14-6 then, Sean. Since then, it's been Peyton Trumpler with a 4-yard touchdown run, a 10-yard pass from Alex Mills to Peyton Trumpler, and a 1-yard run by Trumpler, and a 25-14 lead for Shoshone. Here's Burke in the gun. He'll hand off left side to Herbert. Herbert cuts back to the right, nearly broke through, but Herbert will gain 12 yards on the play, and it'll be a first down and 10 at the 46-yard line for Wind River.
And I know that there's still plenty of time, just under 11 minutes left to go, but you got to do something with the passing game if you want to get some of these points back fast, because you're going to have to give the ball back to Shoshone, and they've been running it at will, and they're going to chew that clock up as well.
Well, and if you're Wind River, you just don't want to fumble the football or have an interception here. That's got to be on the back of their minds. In motion, Cooper Frederick handed off back to left side, and we'll get a flag thrown by the back judge on the play, and that's in the area of holding. We'll see what it is as J.C. Herbert wrestled down by Cannon Campbell. So holding on Wind River, and that'll be a big penalty because it'll be a spot foul from the 44-yard line. So that's going to move them way back to the 35-yard line. It'll be first and about 25 on the play. Well, let's see, 22. So Wind River football, 10:30 to play and counting. Burke in the gun. And a handoff right up the middle, Calder Johnson, who will be wrestled down on the play by Dom Jarvis. And Jarvis from his linebacker spot having a big night, along with Jackson Stanley on the interior of the Shoshone defense.
Yeah, Dom is having himself a game right now. I think that if you were to pick a most valuable player on defense, he might be it right now for both teams. And I think that if you can get it past Dom and you can get into the secondary, whether it's in a run or a pass formation, that's going to be your biggest threat to get past.
The Shoshone team digging deep tonight after Trey Freich was a game-time scratch in the lineup. And it's forced them to change how they run this offense. Here's Carter Fowler in the gun. Ooh, Spider coming in on me. Pass complete right side to Burke. And then Burke will be knocked out of bounds by Quentin Clark.
Literally, Spider landed right on Mr. Beers here.
Yeah, I don't like spiders, and that's a black widow.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's a young one, but it's a black widow. Yuck. So 3rd and 17. 3rd and 11 for Wind River after that Calder Johnson run. That had the hourglass right on the back of that little spider. You know, I listened to a podcast the other day about trying to dispel all the myths about black widow spiders. And they wanted to change the name of spiders so that they didn't seem so imposing. So here's Fowler in the gun. Man, I went down a rabbit hole there. Here's Fowler. He
got away from the defense.
And he's looking deep. It's a nice pass downfield and a big gain for Wind River all the way down to the 33-yard line, and catching that ball that time
15.
was 15 for Wind River. Ruby Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden Ruby, he's got some hands. He can do a whole lot. Like I said,
Aiden Ruby.
Yeah, like I said, if he's tough enough to get on the back of a bull every other week, what do you think he's going to do with the pads on? And he
5'8", 135-pound junior.
He held his own against Peyton there, too.
So big first down for Wind River, and now the Cougars threatening inside the 35 of Shoshone on that beautiful pass play by Carter Fowler and Aiden Ruby.
And look, now they're going to spread out the offense, or spread out the defense as much as they can after that.
Handoff and a false start as they blow the play dead. Somebody moved on the right side of that Wind River line, and another penalty moves the Cougars back.
So I don't think it was the line, actually. I think it was Aiden Ruby was supposed to get out of the play, and number 9 was supposed to come in, Gibson, and who's also a big rodeo cowboy. And
Gibson.
And I think that Ruby was trying to move off the field when he was hiking it. So.
All right. So 1st and 15 for the Cougars. 8 minutes to play from Pavilion. Carter Fowler in the gun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Fowler will fade to pass. He'll throw it out short side. And then a big hit delivered by Dom Jarvis on Casey Gibson, who makes the catch. And they'll gain about a yard on the play.
You could tell right away that they wanted the ball to go to Casey Gibson. They wanted it to go on the last play when they were trying to bring him in for Ruby. So that was just good defensive knowledge and vision there by the Shoshone defense.
Yeah, just experience there. Dom Jarvis, he's a big-time defensive player, and 7:19 now and counting, and the clock is starting to become the enemy for the Wind River Cougars. 3 receivers right, 1 left, and Fowler in the gun. Fowler fades, goes around the right side, throwing left-handed, intercepted, Alex Mills, and he's got 1 guy to beat, and Cooper Frederick will trip up Alex Mills. Boy, that is hard to throw left-handed when you go right side. He was trying to throw it up the sidelines, and Alex Mills just jumped the route. And another turnover as Shoshone takes advantage of another miscue. 1st down and 10 for the Wranglers at the Wind River 48.
Yeah, I might have to rewind that, but it looked like Carter Fowler's already left-handed, so you're right, running to the right's hard. It looked like he switched hands at the last second and tossed it with his right, which Mahomes did one time with his left hand.
Oh, come on.
But all I'm saying,
Mahomes into this.
All I'm saying is it's very hard to do that on the run. You're going to switch hands and you're going to try and pass it with your non-dominant hand.
I don't think he did that. I think he was left-handed. We'll see. 6:59. Let's bet $1 on that.
We'll watch the replay here, and
we're going to get a. What do we got?
Delay a game, maybe?
No. Looks like they moved Shoshone back 5 yards, so I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it was delay a game. We'll see. Alex Mills in the gun. 5 turnovers for Wind River tonight. Here's Peyton Trumpler. He'll bust it outside and then slip down, but that was. Good penetration that time into the backfield by T.J. Halleck.
Yeah, if you're Shoshone right now, there's 2 things on your mind. Don't fumble it and chew up that clock. Stay in bounds. It's going to be an easy walk home if they can stay in bounds and not fumble the ball.
That's about 30 miles. I wouldn't want to walk it in the dark. It's 2nd and 14 for Shoshone. There's Mills in the gun, full house backfield. 1 receiver left, Quentin Clark. And now we're just going to start running clock as he's waiting for that back judge to start the countdown. Mills, handoff left side, Trumpler. He'll cut to the left, now go back to the left and get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Tackle by Cooper Frederick. Also in on that tackle, Blake Snyder for the Cougars. Inside 6 minutes and counting, and man, isn't that a nice view over the trees here at Pavilion. The moon past the full phase, now moving to about 3/4. But what a beautiful night here in Pavilion.
Double pane glass does not allow me to focus, so sorry for the people watching on stream here.
3rd and 10 at the 49 for Shoshone. Here's Mills. He'll toss it right side, pitch it to Peyton. Trumpler breaks a tackle, and he's going to have a Wranglers 1st down. And that was just hard, tough running and great blocking by the front half of that Shoshone offense. And one of the key blocks delivered that time by Dom Jarvis.
Yeah, Shoshone's just in a groove now with their running game. They're doing what they do typically in those first quarters against teams that aren't Pine Bluffs or Wind River, where they're just running the ball at will. They're doing what they can.
Well, and it's a team of experience versus an emerging team, and you got to root for the Cougars. Man, they've really turned this thing around, and they're going to be going deep in the playoffs. I'm guessing these two teams may play each other again, as Trumpler going to be taken down for a loss on the play. Blake Snyder in on the play, also Tucker Jensen. But the winner of this game, in all likelihood, will emerge as the #1 seed. But I'm going to be back here next week on Thursday night.
That'd be a great game.
Hosts Rocky Mountain, and that one has huge playoff implications. So here's Mills out in the gun, 4:30 to play. 2 receivers right for Shoshone, and he's waiting for that play clock to run down. He'll pitch it right side to Trumpler again. Peyton with a big hole. He'll be down inside the 35 and be taken down at the Wind River 33, so gain of 6 on the play.
He's just so hard to stop. If he even gets a little bit of a step on you, he's going to either juke you out of your pants or he's going to just truck over you. And there's got to be something that Wind River can do right now to slow down this Shoshone offense if they even want to have a chance at making this comeback.
Well, the thing that's turned the tide in this game has been turnovers. Wind River with 5 turnovers, Shoshone with 1 in the ballgame. Here's Mills in the gun. Alex pitches it left side to Trumpler. He'll cut back right, and then he's going to be wrestled down for a short gain. He actually got something out of nothing on that play. Tackle for Wind River coming up off the bottom of the pile is J.C. Herbert. So 4th and short, just inside the 30. We've got a Wind River timeout. 25-14 lead for the Shoshone Wranglers. We'll be back on the Fremont County Game of the Week.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.